Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So, on this Chris Watts case and Nichol Kessinger, we've been talking about that on my community lately. This is part 2. I guess Nicole's alleged cousin calls back in because she knows now by our YouTube videos that she wasn't believed in the first video or in the first recording. Nobody believed that was actually not Nicole herself calling in. I don't believe it, and a lot of people that have commented, you guys don't believe it either. But here's part 2, and it makes some shocking claims that she also has a baby with Chris Watts. I didn't know any of this. So this is from Rabbit Hole Rocks. It was originally on another YouTube channel, but I love Rabbit Hole Rocks and the way she does her commentary, so I want to watch it with her. So go check out her channel. And before we get into the video, please leave a like and subscribe. That means the world to me. Helps me out so much. But let's get into this video because it's pretty crazy.
I am Nicole's cousin. You're all saying I'm Nicole. I'm not. This all started because Christopher Watts chose to kill his family. Don't you think he should man up and tell the truth about why he killed his family instead of just saying, Nikki, I love you and I'm sorry? That. We didn't tell you to kill your family. You shouldn't have killed your family. You will never see the baby, whether you're in prison or not.
The baby. That's crazy. Did you guys know that there was a baby that we're talking about? If so, then she has a lot more to protect than just herself. But let's keep watching. Let's continue.
We don't want you free, Christopher Watts, because we do know you're a psychotic killer, possibly serial killer.
Hey guys, welcome back to Rabbit Hole Rocks. Today we have another Nichol Kessinger's cousin video. This video is from Slim Hoffa's YouTube channel, so go ahead and check it out. It is the same channel that sourced the original Nichol Kessinger audio from our last video. This video was published November 23rd, 2020, and it is the second time that Nichol Kessinger's cousin called in. Like we did with our last video, we're just gonna go ahead and assume that this comes from a reliable source, that it is Nichol Kessinger or Nichol Kessinger's cousin. And we're just gonna go ahead and do the same thing. We're gonna analyze her voice and what she says and try and figure out if this is Nichol Kessinger calling again, because she didn't sound convincing the first time. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this call.
Okay. Hi, I am Nicole's cousin. You're all saying I'm Nicole. I'm not. This all...
Okay, I'm gonna call again because I wasn't convincing the first time. Okay.
Okay. Hi, I am Nichol Kessinger's cousin, calling in for the second time. I know everyone says I am Nicole, but I'm not.
This again sounds like another slip up. This person said, hi guys, I am Nicole's cousin.
Hi, I am Nicole's cousin. You're all saying I'm Nicole. I'm not.
I'm not Nicole, I promise. Please believe me when I say I'm not Nicole. Trust me.
Every time that this person calls in, she refers to herself as Nichol Kessinger's cousin. Never says her name, nothing. I mean, of course, right? Since this person is claiming to have been harassed and they changed their name and they had to move, of course, they're not going to want to give us their name. But I find it very convenient that a cousin has to call in to defend Nichol Kessinger.
And just listen to the audio, guys. It sounds like Nicole. Put it side by side with her police interview, and there's so much that is alike on the way they speak and the way Nichol Kessinger talks. It sounds exactly like this caller, and it sounds like this caller just might be a little messed up or under the influence of something.
Let's continue.
I am Nicole's cousin. You're all saying I'm Nicole. I'm not. This all started because Christopher Watts chose to kill his family. He did not kill his family for Nicole. He has even written us letters. He killed his family and he doesn't know why.
Nicole's cousin is saying that Chris Watts write letters to them and that he tells them that he killed his family, but he doesn't know why. This person on the phone is trying really hard to get her cousin off the hook here. I don't think my cousins love me or care about me enough to want to defend me this much. And she's also trying to downplay Nichol Kessinger's involvement by saying that all of this happened because Chris decided one morning, just out of thin air, out of the blue, he woke up and he chose to annihilate his family. And saying that Nichol had nothing to do with it. He didn't murder his family because of Nichol. No, he just woke up one morning and chose to do it. In my last video, we saw Nichol Kessinger almost beg Kevin to let her know if her name was in the affidavit.
The affidavit becomes public, which I think they mentioned maybe early next week. That'll keep the media busy for a while.
Oh, so her name wasn't in it, did you think?
I don't think your name
Mark
was
said
in
he
it.
didn't publish that thing
Right.
yet, so if he...
Of course, Daddy's gonna keep her safe. Daddy's right there with her, of course.
At some point, your name is going to come out. I mean, there's just no way it's not. And like I told you, I want.
So when do you think that is? Like when we take this to trial? Like at what point? Because nobody knows about this.
If he pleads guilty, is that information still available? Absolutely. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So
Okay.
all that information still goes to them. So there is not them ever getting her name.
She looks mighty worried, doesn't she, about her name coming up? If it would have went to trial, I believe she would have been charged as well. They would have dug up all the evidence they needed, and I think she would have been sitting right along with Chris in trial. And she would be where she belongs. But that's why I'm working so hard, and a lot of other YouTubers are too, and a lot of other just people in Colorado and communities want her reinvestigated. So let's continue, though.
It is going to be there at some point. And I don't know. I understand your fear. And that's why I told you that if anybody, I don't care if somebody calls you and says, anything minor, you call me and let me know, please. I will not stand for that.
She was so worried about what the public was going to say about her that she didn't want her name to come out publicly. We see her have this discussion with Kevin back and forth. He's trying to console her and he's trying to make her feel better about the possibility that her name might come out or it might not come out. She tries to convince Kevin and convince herself that the reason that Chris annihilated his family was due to finances. This is what we see Nichol try over and over again during that interview. She tries to take all of the blame away from herself and tries to blame everything on Shanann. The reason, according to Nichol, and apparently according to Kevin, the reason that Chris annihilated his family was due to finances. And this is what she constantly tries to get Kevin to believe. And this is what she was hoping for. She was hoping that her name never came out, and that people would believe that the reason Chris annihilated his family was because of finances. We see it all over again. We see it in this phone call. This supposed cousin is trying to say the same thing. She's trying to take the blame away from Nichol. Oh, Chris didn't murder his family because of Nichol. It was all finances. Yeah, except Chris and Shanann filed for bankruptcy in 2015, and he did not annihilate his family until Nichol Kessinger came into his life. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is a coincidence? Let's continue.
Still talks shit about his wife that he killed. He has written so many letters, saying that he killed it, he doesn't know why. He wishes he could take it back. Not so his wife would be alive, but so he could be with Nikki. Okay? We have had to change our name. We've moved to Alaska. And
Alaska. Really? You expect us to believe that? Move to Alaska, huh? Oh, man, it just keeps getting crazier and crazier, doesn't it?
the harassment still continues. Nicole can't even get...
What?
Wishes he could take it back. Not so his wife would be alive, but so he could be with Nikki. Okay?
How would they be harassing this woman if she lives in Alaska? I'm pretty sure if they move to Alaska, that they're out in the wilderness somewhere, and I don't think anybody's going to recognize them in Alaska. Especially not the cousin. Why? They don't have any reason to mess with the cousin. Nichol Kessinger, yes. If I saw her out, I don't know. I can't say what I would do, but you guys let me know.
We have had to change our name. We've moved to Alaska. And the harassment still continues. Nicole can't even get a job. She had a great job.
Okay, so the cousin, the one that no one knows about or even cares about, moved to Alaska. Was this another one of Nichol Kessinger's slip-ups? Did she just let us know where she's at? She's in Alaska. You know, I do believe this because if witness protection is going to come in and remove someone's identity and just make them completely disappear, it makes sense that they would move this person to Alaska. Alaska is remote. Alaska is still known as the last frontier. Alaska is such a huge, huge state. On top of that, it's not part of the contiguous United States. So I do believe that if witness protection was going to move Nichol Kessinger, they would move her to Alaska. It makes the most sense. It's away from the lower 48. If she is gonna go somewhere and be out in public and be able to shop and go into a grocery store, I believe it would be Alaska because it's so far away from the rest of the United States. I think it would be a lot easier to blend in Alaska. Now, do Alaskans know about this case? Absolutely. But again, because Alaska is so huge, it is such a vast and remote piece of land that Nichol Kessinger can live anywhere in Alaska, and she could probably even be living in a little remote cottage somewhere and raising her own chickens and growing her own carrots. So I do believe that Nicole just slipped up and told us that she's in Alaska. Because again, it's not believable that Nichol Kessinger's cousin would have to change their name. Because we don't know who she is. Who is Nichol Kessinger's cousin? And we don't care about Nichol Kessinger's cousin. So why would she have to change her name and move to Alaska? I think this is a slip up. She's under the influence of something again, and she slipped up. That is my belief, but let me know what you all think. She might be in Alaska, you guys. Who knows? Let's continue.
Before Christopher Watts decided to kill his family. Christopher Watts killed his family on his own.
Who else calls Chris Watts Christopher other than his mommy, Nicole?
Oh, Christopher, thank you for coming with me to the dunes, my love. Mwah. Thank you for coming with me, Christopher.
Nichol Kessinger's cousin also calls Chris Christopher. Let's continue.
Christopher Watts is the one who killed his wife, killed his kids, took the bodies up to Anadarko and fucking left them at the work site. Okay? Do you really think if anyone was gonna help Christopher Watts, they would tell him to take his family to the job site? I don't fucking think so.
This sounds like Nichol Kessinger trying to convince us that she would never tell Chris to dump his family at his work site. I think she's letting us know that her plan, right? Her plan, the original plan, fell through. And she is trying to let us know that she's not stupid enough to tell Chris to dump his family's bodies at his work site. At Anadarko. This is what this cousin is saying. Oh, my cousin isn't stupid enough to tell him to drop off the bodies at Anadarko at his work site. She's not that stupid. We're hearing it again. This is the second time that we hear it from this supposed cousin. This is what's happening. Let's go ahead and listen to that again.
Hey, do you really think if anyone was gonna help Christopher Watts, they
just slipped up and said, help and found out what she was saying. Help murder his family is what she was going to say, I think. Oh.
They would tell him to take his family to the job site? I don't fucking think so. He did it. He says he did it. He even says he doesn't know why he did it.
But she did send him those Metallica lyrics to Battery. That says something about can't kill the family, put them in the battery, something like that. Ugh. So, yeah, I mean, that's a little weird that those oil tanks are called batteries, and that's where they were put. And she sends him the lyrics to that song right after this murder is done. So, this is so unbelievable. This is totally Nicole. And no matter how many times you call in, Nicole, we're not going to believe you.
Okay. That's what he says. Don't you think he should man up and tell the truth about why he killed his family instead of...
Yes, man up and tell the truth about your involvement, about everything. But I don't know if that's possible for Christopher Watts.
She still hasn't changed her batteries from her smoke detector. Change the batteries from your smoke detector. This thing is going off again.
Did it. He says he did it. He even says he doesn't know why he did it. Okay? That's what he says. Don't you think he should man up and tell the truth about why he killed his family instead of just saying, Nikki, I love you and I'm sorry? Fuck that shit. Then he started shit with his wife's picture on Christmas Day of last year. You know, he's got his family's pictures. He's able to get on Quora links and send pictures. He took a picture of a picture, sent his picture of his wife on Christmas Day, starting shit, saying, oh, I'm alone, you know, I'm more sad about the holidays, I'm alone, like, all this, I killed my family bullshit. Well, you're alone, Christopher Watts, because you killed your fucking family. Fuck you. We didn't tell you to kill your fucking family. You shouldn't have killed your fucking family.
Who is we? We didn't tell you?
Right. That's Nicole, and we is probably her friend Jim or whoever else helped in this crime. And a lot of you in the comments I've been seeing say that you think that she was ambushed, or Shanann was ambushed when she first came home, and the kids may have already been deceased at that time. We don't know. But that would make a lot of sense because Shanann really didn't have that much bruising on her neck. No broken bones, no nothing, just a little small bruise on the side. And if Chris had help, maybe somebody holding her down or something, or I don't know, and maybe Nicole strangled her. I'm just throwing some stuff out there. This is all alleged, you know that. But it's not making sense. None of this is adding up. And now that the heat is on and everyone is sitting there trying to get Nicole and Chris Watts' case reopened, this all is coming out. And this cousin is calling in all of a sudden. So there's a lot more to this, guys. And there's a lot more coming. So let's continue to hear what she has to say.
What? She's saying a lot here. So Chris Watts is writing letters. He's telling Nichol Kessinger's cousin and Nichol Kessinger's aunt that he doesn't know why he murdered his family. Now this person is saying something about the pictures, that Chris took a photo of a photo and then started some stuff. In Quora links, what is that? Okay, so corelinks.com is a messaging service that allows authorized individuals to communicate with inmates via email. Huh. This is interesting. Is Chris emailing Nicole and apologizing and still saying, oh, I love you? Chris has said that he still is in love with Nicole. And the other thing that this person said, which is true, is that Chris Watts has pictures of his family in his jail cell. There was an entire petition to get those pictures removed from his jail cell because he should not have photos of his victims in his jail cell. Those are his victims. They were his children. But he relinquished the title of father when he murdered his children. So he should not be allowed to have photos of his victims in his jail cell. This person is saying that Chris took a photo and then sent it via email and starting shit. Whatever this shit that he's starting, I don't know what it is, but let's go ahead and continue listening to this. There seems to be some truth coming out of this second voice recording. Let's listen to that again.
Holidays, I'm alone, like, all this, I killed my family bullshit. That's what he says. Don't you think he should man up and tell the truth about why he killed his family instead of just saying, Nikki, I love you and I'm sorry? Fuck that shit. Then he started shit with his wife's picture on Christmas Day of last year. You know, he's got his family's pictures. He's able to get on Quora links and send pictures. He took a picture of a picture, sent it.
Why would he be allowed to get on Quora links and talk to Nicole's cousin? Why would he even want to talk to Nicole's cousin? If he is on core links at all, then I believe he'd be trying to reach out to Nicole. Do you guys not believe the same thing? You guys let me know.
Picture of his wife on Christmas Day starting shit, saying, "Oh, I'm alone. You know, I'm more sad about the holidays. I'm alone." Like all this, I killed my family bullshit. Well, you're alone, Christopher Watts, because you killed your fucking family. Fuck you. We didn't tell you to kill your fucking family. You shouldn't have killed your fucking family. You will never see the baby, whether you're in prison or not. We don't want you.
There it is, the baby. So did Nicole and Chris have a baby together? Do you guys know anything about this? If so, please let me know in the comments. I did not know about this at all. That could explain that her weight gain when she was seen at the funeral of her friend's mother, I believe. Wow. A baby. That would be so crazy if Chris Watts had another baby out there with Nicole. That would be crazy. I feel sorry for the baby because both parents are going to be in jail soon if we get our way.
Free Christopher Watts, because we do know you're a fucking psychotic killer, possibly serial killer.
What? Okay, here's the baby again. She mentioned the baby in the last audio recording, and I kind of glanced over it because I thought, okay, she's just lying. She's just adding more lies into her story. But here's the baby again. She's mentioning the baby again. She's saying that he will never see the baby because he is a psychotic killer, possibly a serial killer. What baby? Is Nichol Kessinger trying to say that she had a baby? Did she just say that she had a baby with Chris and that he will never see the baby because he's in prison?
That's exactly what it sounds like to me.
I have more questions now. I have questions about this photo that he took. What kind of shit was he starting? Who did he send the photo to? Did he send it to Nicole? And Nicole got upset, and that's why she's saying, "Oh, you're starting shit with me?" Because that's what it really sounds like here. Yeah, let's listen to that again.
You will never see the baby, whether you're in prison or not. We don't want you free, Christopher Watts, because we do know you're a fucking psychotic killer, possibly serial killer.
She still wants people to believe that Chris was a serial killer, that he had something to do with that woman that went missing in Brighton. And, you know, I'm actually very curious now. Let's look up this missing woman in Brighton. The woman reported missing in Brighton, Colorado in 2018 is Terry Ackerman, whose remains were found on September 10th, 2025. What? This was 2 months ago. This is literally just 2 months ago that Terry Ackerman's remains were found. Ackerman was reported missing by her husband on August 24th, 2018.
Yeah, that doesn't play into the timeline at all. So Christopher would have been already arrested by this time, correct? Yes.
This person was reported missing on August 24th, though, which was almost a week. This is a week later, a week after Shanann and Bella and Cece were reported missing. Okay, there are two women that went missing in Brighton in 2018. One of them is Rita Gutierrez Garcia, missing March 18th, which was months before Shanann, Bella, and Cece were reported missing. I believe this is the person that Nichol Kessinger was referring to during the interview with Kevin Kobach, because the second one was August 24th of 2018. And Nichol Kessinger's interview with Kevin Kobach was on August 16th. So Terry had not been reported missing then. But this is very crazy that Terry's body was found at her home, and her body was found just 2 months ago.
And I don't think Chris Watts is a serial killer. I think he murdered his family to be with Nicole. And I think a lot of it had to do with her giving him the ultimatum. Choose me or your family. So I think she orchestrated a lot of this. And it's all her fault. I mean, Chris, yes, he should have been a more stronger man. He shouldn't have been so weak. He shouldn't have taken any advice from anybody else. He shouldn't have even been cheating on his wife. But she put all these thoughts in his head. She made him feel like it was a brand new beautiful thing, and he could be kid-free and wife-free and free of all the bills and all the financial troubles, and she just made him think that he could do it with his family completely and have a normal life and not get caught.
She went missing 7 years ago, around the same time that Shanann, Bella, and Cece were murdered. So Terry's case might have been overshadowed by Christopher Watts' triple murder case, which broke about 2 weeks before Terry disappeared. And she was found on her former property. Her husband reported her missing. So we can only guess who did that. Yeah, this is very interesting. So let's go ahead and look up Rita Gutierrez. Longmont, Colorado. And so this is the one. This is the one that Nichol Kessinger was referring to, the one in Brighton/Longmont. She mentions Longmont during her interview with Kevin Kovac.
Like, all right, like, something happened. This woman is missing. Whether it was him or someone else. I know, like, a woman went missing not too long ago in Longmont. Like, I think it was like 2 months ago or something like that. And you guys... Not you guys, but somebody up there called off the search on her. I don't think they ever found her. So I was like, I don't know, maybe that's connected. Maybe somebody came and got her. Maybe he did something.
Sounds again like she's trying to cover her tracks. Like she's trying to put a lot more suspicion on Chris. Like they need to look more into Chris. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Poor Nicole. Don't look at me. Ugh.
I don't know, but I knew, like, it was a problem.
We know that those two cases are not at all connected. Here we have 2022. A man was sentenced to 48 years for the killing of Rita Gutierrez Garcia. It wasn't a serial killer, and these two cases were not linked, but we saw Nichol Kessinger make a desperate attempt to connect the two and to make it seem like it was probably a serial killer in Colorado going around murdering women. That's not the case at all. Oh, look at this. Interesting, right? Weld County. Let's look at what Weld County did again. Weld County, as a part of a plea deal, required to supply a written confession that Figueroa Jr. alone, that he alone was responsible for Gutierrez Garcia's death. It looks like Weld County District Attorney Michael Rourke loves plea deals. Does he actually want to prosecute murderers? Or does he just want to give plea deals to all of them? This is again coming from Weld County. Gutierrez Garcia was last seen on March 18th in downtown Longmont and remained missing until her body was found on April 28th in the area of Weld County, east of Longmont. I do find it very interesting that we see yet another plea deal coming out of Weld County where the suspect had to give a written confession as part of his plea deal that he alone was responsible for this murder.
That is why it's going to take a new DA. It's going to take a new district attorney for the state of Colorado to send all the petitions to, all the new evidence that everybody's gathered and everything, so we can get Nichol Kessinger brought to justice, or at least reinvestigated, because there's a lot there. She lied to police. I mean, there's so many things they could charge her on. I just hope the statute of limitations does not run out. But if she was involved in the murder, there is no statute of limitations on that. So let's just hope that we can, if you guys keep supporting my channel and supporting channels like this one, Rabbit Hole Rocks, then we're going to get somewhere. I really believe that.
Find it very lazy. You know, I've never worked at a courthouse. I'm not a lawyer of any sort. And I do understand that district attorneys cut plea deals all the time. But here we go again. Another plea deal? Another woman went missing in Weld County and we get another plea deal. As long as Michael Rourke continues to be a district attorney of Weld County, the man is just gonna keep giving out plea deals.
You get a plea deal, and you get a plea deal, and you get a plea deal. Everyone gets a plea deal.
Yeah, this.
What about Nichol Kessinger? Let's give her a plea deal. She needs to be sitting right beside Chris. Well, not right beside him, but in the women's prison.
District Attorney Michael Rourke, he's just out here handing plea deals to all of the murder suspects. All of them. You get a plea deal for everyone. Whoop, whoop. Plea deal for you, plea deal for you, plea deal for you. But if you criticize Nichol Kessinger, you don't get a plea deal. You go straight to jail. What is going on here? What is going on with Weld County? What is going on with Michael Rourke? Handing out plea deals to all of the murder suspects. He just wants these cases to be open and shut as fast as possible so that he can get reelected. It makes Michael Rourke seem like an efficient district attorney, except he's not. If he is not actually going after everyone involved in these murders, he's not seeking justice. This is not full justice that we're seeing here. He's not trying to get us the full truth. He's not trying to get full justice. He just wants to seem efficient in Weld County so that he can get reelected. Yeah, and here he is. Here we have Michael Rourke being sworn into office for the last time. How he even won a re-election after the Chris Watts case is mind-blowing because he did such a poor job. But luckily, this is the last time that Weld County has to deal with such incompetence and such selfishness. It's simply saying thank you to each and every person along the journey. Oh, Mikey. Oh, Mikey. In my opinion, Michael Rourke is compromised. He's compromised and he needs to go. And I'm glad to see that this is his last term as
Yes, Michael Rourke was compromised. Compromised by the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, which Nicole's father was a part of. So I believe that that's why she got the immunity. And that immunity needs to go away. How can you give someone immunity when you don't even know how much they are involved with this crime? Immunity for what? I mean, it's not like she gave them any information that could help with the Chris Watts case. It's not like she did anything like that. So why did she get immunity? Why? Somebody have an answer for me? If you do, please let me know in the comments because it's beyond me.
as district attorney, but I really wish that he had never been elected in the first place, let alone re-elected, because he did a poor job with the Chris Watts case. This man, all he does is hand out plea deals like Oprah Winfrey. Everyone gets plea deals! Woo! Let's continue.
You were already stepping outside your marriage. You tell police you wouldn't have done that if it wouldn't have been for Nicole, possibly serial, in prison or not. We don't want you free, Christopher Watts, because we do know you're a fucking psychotic killer, possibly serial killer. You were already stepping outside your marriage. You tell police you wouldn't have done that if it wouldn't have been for Nicole, but you already were stepping outside your marriage with your wife. And you talked shit about your wife, saying she was laying down with every other man while you were at work. You talk shit about your wife every chance you get.
I do believe
This is the first time I've heard about that. I know that he said that they were getting separated and he told lies about that, but I don't believe that he said she was stepping out. I don't believe this swinger talk that this Nicole's cousin is trying to say. I don't believe any of that. And you guys shouldn't either.
that Chris was talking ill of Shanann. And I think that the only reason he was doing that was because he was into Nicole. And Nicole was feeding it right back to him, which is how he ended up doing what he did. Do I really believe that Chris was telling Nicole that Shanann was stepping out of the marriage? I don't believe that at all. She had access to Shanann's Facebook. Anyone with eyes could see that Shanann was very married. She was still very dedicated, very committed to her marriage and to her family and to her children. Everything on Facebook tells us that. Not a single post from Shanann gave anybody the impression that she was ready to step out of the marriage or that she was even seeing another man. How could she possibly be seeing other people? This is ridiculous. This is one of Nichol Kessinger's attempts, in my opinion, to blame everything on Shanann, to take the blame away from herself and blame everything on Shanann and then on Chris, because she does not want to take responsibility for her part in any of this. The reason that 4 innocent lives were taken was because of Nichol Kessinger. All of the evidence points to Nichol Kessinger being the culprit. She was the main reason why Chris wanted his family gone so that he could be with her. He was possessed by her. I don't believe that he was demonically possessed, but I believe that he was possessed by her manipulation. Because she had been with Chris, she had been sleeping with him for weeks, she considered him her man. And so anytime that he had to leave to go be with his family, Nicole would get jealous. She would become enraged.
She had her moments where I had to talk her like off a ledge kind of deal. What does that mean? It's like, I guess after the fact, there was like videos of her that she was like recording herself because she was like bipolar or something. I never knew that. But it's like, and she would get worked up about nothing. Kind of pissed Nikki off too that I left. But I think that's when I called Nikki later and she was like, she kind of realized that, she'd always be like, the second, she said second fiddle. Sure.
And I think that this is what drove Chris to annihilate his family, was the pressure that Nicole was putting on him to leave his family, abandon them.
Be with me, please. Look, I love camping. I took you to the sand dunes. Does that not mean anything to you? I listened to you though.
I think that she was love bombing him, and Chris is just so stupid that he can't see that. And he believed that he could have a better life with Nicole. And so
I don't understand how he believed he could have a better life with Nicole because, I mean, look at the two. You have Shanann, you have Nicole, and from her shady past, I mean, yes, it was new, it was exciting for Chris, but I think he would have gotten very bored with her quickly, just as quick. So if she would have just stayed out of the picture and not dated a married man, she wouldn't be in all this trouble. But now you are, Nicole. You are in trouble. And I hope you see this. I hope you see this video because we're not stopping until we go after you, Nicole.
that's why he annihilated his family. Because Chris, being the covert narcissist that he already was, he believed that his family stood in the way of what he wanted, which was a life with Nicole. Again, desperate attempt from Nichol Kessinger's cousin to distance herself from the reason why 4 innocent lives were taken. Let's continue.
With your wife. And you talked shit about your wife, saying she was laying down with every other man while you were at work. You talk shit about your wife every chance you get. Why don't they show those letters? Kim, why don't you show Christopher's real letters?
Who's Kim?
Kim, why don't you show Christopher's real letters?
That was it. This was a 3-minute phone call, and a lot was said here. There was mention of a baby. Who is this baby? Do I believe that Nichol Kessinger had Chris's baby? No, I don't believe it. I don't believe that she had his baby. I think that this is just Nicole wanting attention, defend herself through a fake cousin. She's trying to defend herself. I think her main regret is that the plan fell through. I think that Nicole regrets not accounting for Shanann's friends. She didn't plan around Nicole Atkinson. I believe that Nicole and Chris both believed that Shanann was going to be reported missing after 24 hours, and that the real search would have happened after 24 to 48 hours.
All right, guys, I'm going to end the video right here. That was only a 3-minute recording, but I don't even know where these recordings are coming from. It came from an originally another source on YouTube, but like I said, I love this Rabbit Hole Rocks lady. She's awesome. We think a lot alike. And I wanted to view the video with her, but I wanted you guys to see it, and I wanted you guys to hear this for yourself, and you guys tell me what you think in the comments. But I'm not stopping. I know a lot of other people aren't stopping. We're going to get some justice. Nichol Kessinger will see her day in court if it's the last thing that I do. So, alright guys, until the next video, I'll see you later. Don't forget to smash that like button. Thank you guys. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.